Brian May has been vocal about his battle with depression following a series of significant losses in his life. Warning: this article discusses suicide.
Brian May suffered from such severe depression in the early 1990s he contemplated taking his own life. The legendary Queen guitarist suffered a series of losses and trauma that triggered the reaction which led to him nearly driving off Hammersmith Bridge. It began with the death of his father at the age of 66 in 1991, swiftly followed by bandmate Freddie Mercury's death at the age of 45 on November 24 that same year. This also coincided with the breakdown of his first marriage and he struggled to cope. "It's like you're paralyzed. I found I couldn't see color. There was no color in the world, literally. Even music didn't get to me in the worst moments.
Depression would clamp down like a fog. Black fog. My father died, and everything happened at once. I lost one of my closest friends, I lost the band, which was like a family, I lost my marriage." Brian separated from his first wife Christine Mullen in 1988, all in the same year. "I have great strength, a strong optimistic side, but because I didn't really deal with the loss, I was carrying this low-grade depression for a long time, and much later, when I came to the complete crisis, I'd lost my mum too," he told the Mirror in 2002.
He further expanded on this period of his life in a 2021 chat with The Independent. "I was mostly very, very depressed and despondent, losing too much at one time. Losing Freddie, apparently losing the group, losing my marriage, apparently losing my children, losing my dad, it was a big catalog of loss.
The stuff with my kids was the worst, feeling that I was losing them. Divorces normally get very messy and very resentful, and a lot of times I was fighting to be able to see my kids. That to me was a club I didn't want to be in and I couldn't handle it.
Something really caved in my brain. I'd never sought professional help. I just wallowed around in it and tried to solve it in my own ways. I ended up nearly driving off Hammersmith Bridge a lot of times. I couldn't cope," he said.
Brian eventually sought professional help at the Cottonwood Clinic in Arizona. "That's when I actually did find out what depression was, and I discovered that there was a way of treating it," he has said. "It was fundamentally an addiction clinic, but depression is treated as a kind of addictive behavior there. I spent some weeks with a number of addicts, many of whom became lifelong friends. It changed my life."
It also reignited his love of astronomy after he had abandoned his astrophysics PhD in 1972 as Queen began to find success. "I suppose I would call myself a spiritual person in a sense, but I don't really subscribe to any of the formal religions. I went to this clinic in Tucson, Arizona, when I was very down, and they said, 'We have to find your spirituality, what you most enjoy.'
At the time, I couldn't think of anything I enjoyed. I was just in a very black place. And then eventually I figured out, because of the beautiful skies there, that one of my greatest joys was just looking at the stars.
So I feel anchored to the universe in some way. It's quite a powerful force in my life," he told Astronomy magazine in 2012. "I would look up at the stars and see Orion and the winter Milky Way and call them the brave stars because there seemed to be such strength up there that I could hook onto.